Right.
4 will enter, 2 will leave.
All right, Matthew, you are up first with Parasite versus Moonlight. You get to go and decide this tough matchup. Where you leaning here?
This is a very difficult matchup, I have to say. Both very, very good films. But I'm going to have to go with, it may seem like the cliche answer, may seem like the populist answer, but I'm going to go with Parasite on this one. It's just, Parasite's just...
Populist.
Okay, look,
Oh my God.
I was the one that hated Paddington too, alright?
You corporate shill.
Alright, but I'm just going with Parasite. Parasite's such a great movie. Moonlight, also a great
another loss for indie cinema.
Rip.
It's such a difficult decision. Damn.
I'm up next. This one isn't that hard for me. I'm very sorry, all the Moonlight fans. But I'm going Parasite here. I think it's quite a bit of a gap again for me, and I actually like The Farewell better than Parasite. So maybe this is more like revenge. But Lindsay, maybe you can make this a little more spicier. Going here.
I know, this is so hard because they're both like masterpieces, I think. And I know it's so hard. I really love both of these movies. But Moonlight, you don't understand how much I love Moonlight. Yeah. Parasite's a great, great movie. Moonlight touched me on a way more personal level. I think it's beautiful, and I'm going Moonlight.
Nice. And I assume just with the cheers,
the outburst.
So where could you possibly be going here? In fairness, I already wrote in Moonlight for Lindsay.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's
This is rigged.
Yeah, this is
I knew where they were going.
No,
but
he
Kirsten,
just knows.
He just
collusion
knows.
going on in here.
I
He
mean,
just
I'm
knows.
so grateful for Lindsay because I suspected I was going to be fighting this battle on my own, and we are going to lose. There's no question about it. We are going to lose.
Oh no, we'll see, but
Turquoise.
Well, turquoise. Yes, I favorite color turquoise. But I mean, as like I love Bong Joon-ho, and I think the greatest revenge is owed because of what happened with Snowpiercer, and Parasite is just an incredible film. But you know, Moonlight is the Citizen Kane of my emotions.
Yes. Yes.
so
It's
it's not a good movie.
It's a Citizen Kane of my
Whoa,
emotions.
hey.
Slander.
I don't
Whoa.
think Citizen Kane is a good movie, to be fair.
I'm an
Okay,
edgy
whoa,
film
what's
guy.
with the Citizen Kane slander here?
No, because Velvet Goldmine
I hate
is
classic
just,
movies. I did it.
Citizen
Oh
Kane
my,
has
it's
entered the
just
tournament.
Am I right? I'm gonna be Citizen Kane.
So yeah.
All right. I'll let Todd go. I actually don't know where you're voting, Todd. So this is going to be interesting.
This is interesting because I'm still a little conflicted. These are ranked on the vote I had to do for Film Club as my second and third favorite movies of the decade. And unfortunately, yeah, these are the two. Like, so this is definitely the hardest one for me to do. I don't know. I love Moonlight so much. I love the emotion in it. I love turquoise.
Turquoise.
Turquoise, but
Do it, Todd.
Do it. Come on.
Do it, Todd.
Or don't. Make your own decision.
I'm gonna go Moonlight.
And an ups? I think this is
Oh
an
man.
Yes, Todd.
This I was telling y'all just because I was going down the list of who's going next, and I was like, I don't know. I remembered Todd had both these two high, and I couldn't remember which one was higher.
Well, Yeah, I am going with Moonlight because honestly, when I get down to these two, I love them so much. The emotion of one, I just rewatched them recently. Just I can't. I just liked Moonlight too much. I can't say goodbye to it yet. So yeah.
All right. Adrian, you are up. Moonlight leading currently. What are you picking here?
Well, so when I first saw Moonlight, I loved the movie. I thought it was really, really, powerful, amazing camera work done. Again, we went back to the color palette, just all of these things in this movie that made it so special and so unique. Parasite, on the other hand, many of you will not know this, but my wife Diane, that has actually been on a couple of these podcasts. She is Korean, and she has confirmed me without a doubt that Parasite is it resembles pretty much every Korean drama. So that being said, I'm gonna go with Moonlight.
Okay.
Because once I started looking into it, she's absolutely right. The structure of Parasite and everything that goes into it isn't all that different from a lot of Korean dramas that follow that same.
I hear your cat yelling in the
theme.
background.
Cat
Your
agrees.
cat
Your
says
cat's
not Parasite
upset.
fan. No, the cat is a
Cat
Parasite
is
fan.
in full support.
He really wants to be in the room with me
Parasite!
while we're recording.
Parasite, please don't do it. No. Okay. Wow. Okay. So right now,
He
Parasite
really liked
can only
Parasite.
tie it up. Annalise, you're up. Which of these two are you going with? Parasite slowly getting edged out.
I haven't seen Moonlight.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. No,
Yeah,
you're good.
I was no.
Dodged the bullet there.
Oh my god. Wait, that means
That means
Moonlight just wins outright. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Oh my god.
Congratulations!
Wait.
how does that
Congrats.
nail?
Really? So
Jenkins.
what's the vote?
Wait, did
Wait! What's the vote?
Yeah,
I
what's
just
the
wanna
vote
know.
right now?
The vote is
4-2.
4-2. Theo has not voted, but it
Oh,
would
I'm the
not
only
matter.
one left.
Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Barry Jenkins, we know you're listening.
Oh my god.
Opinion.
Whoa!
Do you want your
Congratulations,
award in the
Todd.
mail?
Or
Do you want
Adrian?
it to you
excuse me.
personally?
Adrian, you pulled
Yeah.
through in this one.
Wasn't
Or you're the
my attention
decider.
up top, but yeah. I thought that we were going to be tied up here, actually.
Oh
You,
yeah,
Diane.
I thought this was gonna
Holy-
be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm honestly really glad I don't have to choose.
My cat
Bong?
is so
Where would you have
pissed
gone
that I
just for
picked
the sake of
Moonlight.
writing it down?
Oh, I legitimately don't know.
One.
I abstain.
No, you can't abstain.
Wow.
I want to personally
No.
apologize.
Sauce.
Theo has
Boo.
wrote in
I'm so
Long
sorry.
Day's Journey into Night.
Yes, Long Day's Journey into Night. Actually, Stardust. Robert De Niro's too good in that one.
yes.
Really is. All right. Well, we'll move on to the other one. This actually, I'm worried because thankfully there was no tie eligibility. Sorry, I forgot Annalise had not seen Moonlight. But we're going on to the next matchup: animation versus animation, and it gets a bid, one of these two, to face off against Moonlight. And I believe I'm actually up first, right? Because Matt went first before. Yep. Okay, this one's very tough. Listen, if you've made it this far at this point and you're thinking to yourself, well, Over the Garden Wall isn't a movie. I completely understand like that point of view, and I sort of like putting it in the tourney. I was like, oh well, I love Over the Garden Wall, and it is like movie length. Like you could watch it in one sitting and still get the same out of it.
Yeah.
That's it. I think Over the Garden Wall has its place. Even if you don't consider it a movie, it's just that good. To where I'm like, hey, nerd, let this exist here. It's fun. All that said, it is going to get those two little boys are going to get trounced by all 5 or 6 of the amazing Spider-Mans that there are. All I knew about this movie, and in the craziest part to me, is just leading up to this. And if you're watching and haven't seen Spider-Verse, A, what are you doing? B, I'm semi going to spoil it. But the subversion of having at the end of the Venom trailer, or at the end of the Venom movie, keep in mind, Venom, not a very good movie. However, you sort of walk out of Venom being like, okay, maybe that's good, because they show you a little preview for what's to come in Spider-Verse. They show you a grave, you don't really know what's going on, and another Spider-Man shows up. And I wasn't expecting that emotional start to it that I completely adore every single time. There's just something so perfect with Spider-Verse that I can't ignore it here. So I'm going Spider-Verse. Sorry, Over the Garden Wall. But you don't have Spider-Man in it. You just have the Axeman.
You don't remember the names, do you?
But hey, what a fan.
Axeman.
The guy with the axe. Yeah, Axeman.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on, guy.
I don't think you remember any of the characters' names.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
Do you even know what it's called?
You're up. What are you going with here?
It's not a movie,
Okay.
hey.
All right. Okay, these are both phenomenal. But so I've been obsessed with Spider-Man since I was a child. Like, there's just something about that character that's always really resonated with me. Just like the idea of standing up for the little guy and like protecting your community. That's just always like been really important to me. And Spider-Verse is the best version of that, I think. And it's also just technically brilliant. And I think Over the Garden Wall is great, but I think Spider-Verse is like a cultural phenomenon. So, Spider-Verse.
Nice. All right, Spider-Verse taking the early 2-0. Here's where it gets interesting. Peace Stan herself voted against both of these films. Oh, where are you going here?
Represent your people.
I
Wait, what people in this?
What do you
The
mean,
frog.
people?
Obviously the
What do you
church.
mean?
You don't remember British Spider-Man?
It's
Chap?
George
It's spindly
Turtle
windly,
over the
man.
garden wall.
Hello, I'm Spindly Windly, lad.
You guys are incredible. Okay.
Sorry.
So, okay, this is a really hard decision, honestly.
Well, we bought you all that time. But,
Well, I mean, all right, I'm
I'm sorry,
going.
Turtle.
Bye.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to be here anyway. Thanks.
Oh, God. Moonlight wins.
No. Well, can I be like Theo and be like, I pick both or neither?
No.
No.
Okay. I got it. I think it's gonna be Spider-Man. I'm so sorry, Annalise. I'm so sorry. I think Over the Garden Wall is just like, again, I've said it enough times. It's incredible. And really, there are not a lot of things doing what it is doing, but also not a lot of things are doing what Spider-Man's doing. And I'm just, I think I'm a huge fan of the popcorn masterpiece, But having said that, I have a bone to pick with you really quickly, hey?
Oh.
How fucking dare you say that Venom is a bad movie?
Oh,
Yes,
I wanted
yes.
to say
Oh,
something
wow.
too.
What?
Hey,
All right, I'm gonna head
how
out.
dare you?
Goodbye.
I don't.
The movie of our generation.
Turtle's going into the Spider-Verse.
Snub
God,
of
where-
Tourney.
Gosh. Where are you going here, Todd?
This is really difficult for me because these are my two favorite animations, basically, from the 2010s. And among my favorite movies of the 2010s, the question that comes in is, do I consider Over the Garden Wall a movie enough versus something that's clearly a cinematic adventure. I think I do. So I think I'm comfortable enough with that. And then if I just compare the two in my enjoyment of them, I like dark, weird stuff that explores death. So I am potatoes and molasses for life.
Potatoes and
Again.
molasses surviving still.
Yes.
Okay. Adrian, you are up. Where are you going?
First time I saw Into the Spider-Verse, I watched it three times in a row. So I'm going into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Hey, wow.
I
Definitive.
don't think I need any further explanation.
The first time I watched Into the Spider-Verse, I actually became Spider-Man.
What happened?
Yeah, I really didn't do anything with the powers. I'm a disappointment to the Spider-Man
That
community.
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, there's Spider Ham, and then there's me like in tears lower.
You're Peter H. Parker.
Yeah. They only call on me for emergencies, and I just get them food for their meetings. But no, Annalise, you get as of right now, Over the Garden Wall can only tie it up. But where would you be going here?
Okay, same like Adrian, when I watched Spider-Verse, I cried in the climax of the scene, That's What It Is, Miles, A Leap of Faith. And it's just one of the best things I've seen. Actually, I took a look at my favorites of all time, and yeah, Spider-Man and Over the Garden Wall are both like my top 10 animated movies. And yeah, I love Spider-Man. It's something I really love, based on like the technique and everything. But I have to go with Over the Garden Wall, just like that. Yeah. Because I also consider it a movie, even though it's a TV series, but it's just amazing. I mean, it has a frog named Mr. President. What else do you want from me? What else do you want from me? Okay.
All right. Over the Garden Wall lives to another vote. Theo, where are you going here?
Oh my god, am I the last one?
Oh no, we still have Matthew.
Oh, okay, so it's 4-3, right?
It is 4-2 right now.
4-2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could technically end in a tie, is what I'm worried about.
Well, okay, yeah, this is so difficult. I mean, actually, yeah, it's hard. This is a hard one. It's kind. Both are incredible. Both I would just give extremely high ratings. I have a very, very deep fondness for both. I feel like at the end of the day, there is this just like absolute madcap energy to Spider-Verse that I do really like. Plus, Over the Garden Wall doesn't have the song Sunflower, so I gotta go with
Good point.
Spider-Verse.
Good point.
Going back to that one.
They're both incredible, like ridiculously great pieces of art, you know? So
Agreed.
both are valid as hell.
Matthew, where would you have gone here? Spider-Verse obviously going through, but just curious for the sake of voting.
I didn't realize how much I actually really loved Over the Garden Wall until everyone started voting, and I started getting increasingly worried that Over the Garden Wall wasn't going to surpass this, which is really surprising. I'm not sure exactly why, because I originally gave it 4.5, and I was like, it's really good, I love it, and then I gave Spider-Man a 5. I was like, yeah, I like one bit more than the other. But as you guys were deciding, my heart was increasingly getting faster and faster, going like, is Over the Garden Wall going to make it? And I had the realization that I really, really fucking love Over the Garden Wall. It's just this perfect combination of all these things that I love. Like I mentioned earlier, Lovecraft, Tolkien. It's got a little bit of Night and the Hunter in there, and that's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I love that so much. The world it creates is so great, but it doesn't matter at this point, but thank you for making me realize I love Over the Garden Wall. So that's nice.
Nice. So narrowly, Paris climbs Over the Garden Wall make it into the finals. 4-3 or no 5-3.
Mhm.